Over there. Vicky's got issues down here.
I am. Should we wave? All right, it's 6 o'clock. It's 5:30. We're gonna call the regular meeting to order. And first item is to approve the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Good evening. Yes, President Dawson, there's one change to the agenda. We would like to remove agenda item number 4, the consideration of the agreement for the installation of the synthetic turf at Theraldson Little League Complex. Staff received information that had financial implications for this project after the board packet was already submitted. The cost of the project increased, and Fargo Area Sports notified us that they did not intend to proceed with the project at this time.
Okay, so I will make a motion to amend the agenda. So number 4 will be removed, and the current number 5, consideration to approve the beverage concessions, will move to number 4, and adjourn will move to number 5.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, consent agenda. We have A through I. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm moving ahead of myself here. No, that's correct. Sorry. First time in the seat for a while, so I'm, yeah, man. Yes, shouldn't start at the top. Okay, consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll
So-
motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing no discussion. Jeff, please pull the board.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted,
Yes.
Commissioner Absey,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to the regular agenda. First item is the recognition of audience and public comments, which there is a statement up on the board that's showing live. These guys have an exciting reason to be here today. And so just a note to make is that anyone who wishes to speak has 3 minutes. You are welcome to speak about park board issues, park district issues. We ask you to not project it towards any given staff member, anyone individually. And if you'd like to step up to the microphone and give your name and address, and then you have 3 minutes to express what you'd like to share with us tonight. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Phillips. I live at 1420 3rd Avenue South in Fargo, and I am a proud user of Quartz Plus, and I'm here to speak a little bit about Quartz Plus. I enjoy going there. I live fairly close to the facility and go fairly regularly to use the pickleball courts. I've just started getting back into tennis. I use the walking track, and I use some of the machines there. But I've been increasingly concerned about the condition of the facility and have kind of 3 general areas that I want to give an overview of. One is the general condition of the facility. If you've been there, you've probably seen some of the issues that I'm going to talk about, but I want to start with the fact that I'm not sure which side of the building it is, but it's the side of the building that contains courts 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. There's no air conditioning in that part of the building. So particularly during the summer, and I've experienced this fairly recently, it's extremely hot and sometimes very humid in there when you're playing. And we sometimes need to play inside during the summer because of rain or it being hot outside. So it's a disappointment to myself and others that that part of the building is not air conditioned. And the time I was playing, it was so hot and humid in there that I was actually concerned for the health of some of the individuals playing. Also, in that sort of section of courts 5, 6, and 7, there are these curtains that separate the courts from the walls, and behind the curtains, after it rains, water collects there. A significant amount of water collects behind the curtains that's inside the building. That may contribute to the humidity. I'm not sure, but it's a problem for the building. Also, the ceilings of the courts, I don't know if they're insulation squares or what they are, but they're all damaged to some extent or another. I'm not sure of the reason, but they all have holes in them. Some people have wondered if there is mold on the ceilings and on the walls, because there's dark brown and black spots on the ceilings and up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Many of us have been talking about the need for air conditioning in that part of Courts Plus. Certainly bigger fans. There's a tiny little fan above Courts 3 and 4, which does not move the air much. Possibly drain tiles or better insulation. There's concerns about equipment maintenance at Courts Plus. Not all treadmills work all the time. Rubber pieces on the equipment slip or come off. And some of these things are things that other individuals have told me about.
Amy,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, your time's up.
My time is up.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Equipment maintenance. All right.
All right,
And then other people will speak to scheduling issues.
thank you.
Good evening, and I want to thank you all for your service as the park board members. I want to follow up on what Amy was talking about.
Can you tell us your name and your address?
Yes, I'm
please?
sorry.
No
Daniel Rice, 1420 3rd Avenue South in Fargo.
Thank you.
I won't repeat all the specific things, but I was struck today. This is the first time I've been in this building. It's incredibly beautiful. It's a fabulous facility, and thank you for providing this for the community. If you go to Courts Plus, it's a shock to come into this building. Okay, that's the contrast that we see as regular users of Courts Plus. So I want to emphasize that. To speak to the health issue about the summer conditions in the east side of the building, there are many pickleball players, as you probably know, who are like me, older persons. And I'm afraid somebody's going to have a heart attack in that facility because it's just unbearably hot and humid in there. Another concern we have is a financial concern. We pay taxes, of course. We're property owners, homeowners. We pay a membership fee every month to use that facility, and then we pay fees to use the courts. So we're paying 3 times to use that facility. I understand you can come here and you pay a $5 admission fee. Is that correct? So we're paying, we were calculating our past expenditures at Courts Plus, and it's a little over $1,000 a year. That's playing pickleball a couple of times a week. That's a lot. That's a lot. I do want to say some positive things. The staff there are incredible. They're very friendly. They welcome you when you come in. When you leave, they say, have a good day. That's very nice. And the parking lot was resurfaced this summer. Thank you. Our cars will appreciate that improvement. Finally, I want to say, when we go to Courts Plus, it's really busy, especially in the wintertime. There are lots of people that use that facility, but it's in need of some major upgrading. And I hope this is a budget hearing, I think. So I hope there's something in the budget to do some upgrading at that facility. It's a concern. And if you know, as a homeowner, if you don't maintain your property, it's going to deteriorate, and eventually it will cost you more to fix it. So that's a economic incentive, I think, for this board to put some investment into that facility. The other thing I would say is its location. It's not really in the center of the town, but it serves the center of the city. So it's in a prime location. And that also, I think, deserves some attention. So thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Joanne Bakken. I live at 6930 Riverdale Drive. This is the first Tuesday night in 20 years that I'm not playing tennis. They have kind of messed up all the things we used to do. They changed nights on some of the tennis players, like they had singles playing. They don't have it on Monday nights anymore. They switched it to Friday night, which most people know Friday night's not a good night to go play tennis. You'd rather go do something else. But they've limited tennis to 10 players in our group. We used to have like 16 players at one time. We didn't always have that many, but we're limited to 10. And pickleball has 3 courts, we get 2. Pickleball can have 24 people at the same time, we can have 8. And so they've limited so bad that I was playing with people that are way above my level of play. And people that didn't even know the rules of the game because they mixed it up so bad, limiting us that is why I'm not playing this year. Zach at Courts Plus has asked me why I'm not playing, and I told him because it's not fun anymore. When you're playing against somebody that's so hard or somebody that doesn't know the game, it's not fun. It doesn't make it entertaining. So when it's not fun for me, I'm not playing. So it's a matter of, I play pickleball as well. So it's not that I hate pickleball players or anything like that. It's just that I feel like we're always trying to get pushed out. They tried to put a playground on court 5 at one time, and we fought for that. And now we're trying to fight for our courts. It's constantly fighting for what we want as tennis players. Amy mentioned equipment. There's one ball machine, and it sparks, and they put tape on it, and it's blue tape. I don't think it's electrical tape. So I'm sure if somebody called fire department and said, go out there and look at it, that ball machine would be gone. And then we'd have nothing. And there's nobody said that they're going to get it or not. So, but that's why I'm not playing tonight.
Thank you.
I know some of you people here. My name is Mike Rocco. I live at 9 April Lane North. The topic I'm here to discuss is the pending decision on the future of Broadway Station in North Fargo. This facility, currently operated by the Valley Senior Services, is located on 15th Avenue North and Broadway. Was granted a one-year extension on its lease. At $6.4 million, Valley Senior Services, VSS, takes up approximately 15% of the Fargo Park District budget. So we're told that a review is underway to see if a new lease will be signed, but both the VSS and Fargo Park District seem reluctant. The new 5-year lease proposes an 18% increase on the rent. On its surface, that seems like small potatoes for a group with a $42 million budget. So what's the problem? Their concern is paying rent on a facility just to deliver food. While I can understand that, you've had 10 years on the previous lease to consider whether to buy or build the seniors' alternative facility to the one at Broadway Station. But the building does so much more than serve meals. It functions as a community center where seniors can congregate and engage in all sorts of activities. I personally volunteer and help oversee activities at Broadway Station twice a week. Paul Grinland from VSS, however, states he does not run a community center. He runs a meal site. The theme from Paul and the rest of the Park District is one of fiscal responsibility. Okay, let's talk about that. What does the VSS spend its money on? It's not on food, which Paul says is his primary responsibility. The VSS gets reimbursed for every dollar that they spend. On the wall next to our kitchen, it says the cost of his meal is $11.74. The government reimburses VSS for $8 for every meal, and the diners are supposed to pay $4. So that's 12. So where does the 6.4 million go? Not on food. But fair enough, if I were running a building, I'd be trying to be fiscally as responsible as I could. So I guess it all boils down to priorities. Is the message today that the Fargo Park Board would like to convey to us, the residents of Fargo, North Dakota, that the seniors of North Fargo are not very important? I'm here to say that North Fargo seniors should be more important to you than just an insignificant line item on a budget. We request that you sign the proposed 5-year lease at Broadway Station, consider it an investment in the senior citizens of this community. And during the next 5 years, you can work on building us a new facility that is similar in every respect to the one at Broadway Station. After all we want is a place of our own. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of
Hello.
the committee, my name is Greg Tavine. I live at 411 8th Avenue South in Fargo, and I'm joined by 3 of my roommates, my daughter, 2 of my daughters and my son, and my wife is on the way back from Sioux Falls. Just want to mention 3 things. One is thank you for your support of Fargo, the Broadway, or the new pool downtown. We're members. Guys, what do we think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. So thanks for that. Thanks for your support of Rome on the Red. We took that all in this weekend. I think it's a strong start. Hope you'll consider continuing to support that. And then we're going to go to a youth football game, so we won't be here for all of us won't be here. But as you consider the single track bike trail, which Dave Beats will present, I just want to say thanks to Jerry Rosted for increasing conversation, to Dave working with us. Hopefully you'll hear from Dave that we have a group of community members interested in funding the creation of a new trail. We have a designer that has previous experience, that has all the needs, and we look forward to working with the park in the event of support on what you need for a successful trail. So our family just went down to Bentonville, Arkansas, explored their community trails, and pretty amazing to see an entire region support trails. And I believe they build 1 new mile of trail every day in that part of Arkansas. And we just want to do our part as community members and support what you've already built and continue to add value. So we'll be gone when you discuss it, but on behalf of our family, we are optimistic. And my 4-year-old asked if she got to vote. And I shared with her no, but in a few years, she too can run for office. So thanks for your support of our community.
Thank you. Greg talks fast, so he gets his money's worth out of his minutes. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Thank you guys for coming.
Hello, I'm Mary Saylor, and we live at 128 32nd Avenue Northeast in Fargo. And so we drive by University Drive and 32nd Avenue North sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And the new dog park, my husband and I were really, really disappointed Roger reached out to the park district. It was just under $1 million to pay for that dog park. It's not quite open yet. And I just want to go on record, we are dog lovers. We have the 2 best dachshunds, Slinky and Woody, in the entire world. But neither they nor myself and my husband feel it is the park district's responsibility or any government entity's responsibility to provide recreation for our pets. I would really encourage the park board to relook at this type of expenditure, to put a moratorium on any further dog parks, and simply maintain the ones that we have. Almost $1 million could have been used to just cut the cost on a ton of programs or expand programs. So we would just like you to consider that. I also am a member at Courts Plus. And I just want to remind the board that that is the only indoor tennis facility. And the pickleball has been it's really cut down on the amount of available hours to play tennis. North Fargo, we've got, I believe it's 6, maybe only 4 at Longfellow School pickleball courts. But that is so full that pickleball players are coming over and playing pickleball at Elephant Park. Now, we can't play tennis on pickleball courts, But it's kind of a growing problem, and I think that's going to need to be addressed. And I think that's all. Oh, one other thing. Please replace Oliver Summers at Courts Plus. A tennis program needs a tennis pro running it. And the programs, Joanne alluded to it, it's really, attendance is down, the USTA participation is down, and tennis is a good lifelong sport. Yeah, so thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Feel free to stick around if you'd like, or slink out if you want. We appreciate you coming and sharing your thoughts. Sure.
You don't discuss any of these issues tonight,
Correct.
correct?
I'd just like to make one comment, though. It's, so in the past 20 minutes, we heard about courts, we heard about senior programming, we heard about trails, and we heard about dog parks. Those are 4 very different kinds of programs, and I appreciate your coming in and providing feedback, because it just reminds me of how much stuff the Park District provides in programming and services and things to our community, and it's important to people that we do a good job. And so the feedback that you provided tonight is significant and it's important, and I appreciate you taking the time and effort to do that. We'll ingest it, we'll talk about it, we'll give it to the staff, we'll work through it. And I know, like at courts, I use courts, I don't get there enough, but I'm going there tonight to do some workout if we get out of here in time. But we did the parking lot that was talked about. We're doing some work on the exterior of the building. So there's always maintenance and work that needs to be done. So, but I appreciate the input. So thank you.
It's the first time I've been here. Found out I parked on the wrong side of the building. I walked all the way through.
Well, you got to see it then.
I had to walk up to the window to see the sign, 6138. I had no idea. I
Well,
just knew it was the Fargo Park.
Thanks.
The message I'm trying to convey is that had a lot of people talk about South Fargo business. Let's talk about us, North Fargo.
We talk about North Fargo a lot. Thanks for coming in.
Melissa, I'm guessing you just signed in. You don't want to speak, I'm guessing. Yes. Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just checking because it is on this. You signed in, so I just wanted to make sure. No worries. Okay, so we have 8 minutes before we have to do the budget hearing, so we're gonna move on to the director's report, and depending on how long you guys have, we may have to stop.
Yeah, and actually, this evening, I do not have any updates for the director's report.
Okay. Well, we'll move on to number 3. Too bad Greg had to leave. Flag football, I'm guessing. And so Dave Beets is presenting on the consideration of a single track bike trail.
Yeah, I was hopeful Greg would have been able to stick around to visit a little bit about this, but thank you, Madam President, Commissioners. In your packet is an item that we did review at the last Planning Committee meeting. There is a finalized MOU that's in your packet, as well as a license agreement with the City of Fargo. I'll talk about the MOU first with Mr. Tavine. He approached the Park District through Commissioner Rosted. We've had several meetings with him, really with an idea of creating something we already have in our system, but an extension of our trail system, and that is a single track trail. A single track bike trail can be utilized for walking or biking. Runners, anybody really can use the trail. The idea for this trail was to have this trail from approximately Dyke East Park, so right about Midtown, at the Midtown Dam there, and head south down towards Lindenwood Park. You might wonder, well, where did this project come from? We didn't have it on our radar. It was something that Greg kind of had a vision for. And as we met, one of the challenges we had is it wasn't on our project list. It wasn't on anybody's really work list. And so as we started to navigate that with him and truly understand what barriers were there, it was really the fiscal barrier that was there. And he stepped up, as he mentioned to you earlier. He's assembling a group of people to come together and pay for this trail and to try and get it in. And so it's really a credit to him and the work that he's doing. I think it'll be a great addition. It's a great project. So hopefully you'll take that into consideration as you look at the MOU. In relation, I will go back. The MOU also states Greg and group will raise funds necessary for the design, construction, and maintenance of the trail for 3 years. After that 3-year time frame, and maybe even before, we're still working some of that out with the FM Trail Builders, who is also a strong partner of the Park District, to be able to have their volunteer network help maintain that trail moving forward. There's some implications with that that are important to the Park District, namely insurance. The trail builders already have insurance in place for this type of work. They do it already on many of our areas. So it's just a natural fit. And it seems like everything's coming together to make this project become a reality. The second piece in your packet is a license agreement with the city of Fargo. There are several lots along the length of this trail that are owned by the city of Fargo. We have the ability to use those lots for Park District recreation and uses. But when it comes to the single track trail and we're in the floodway, they're particular, which they rightfully should be, about certain things we can and cannot do on their lots within this area. And so that's the second piece of information that's in there. That too is a replication of other areas that we've done with the city of Fargo and the trail builders named. So that isn't necessarily unique, but those are the two pieces of information before you today, and I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Dave, question on, I'm looking at the termination in the MOU. So where my question is headed is, so it's up to this group to raise the money, raise the funds for design fees, construction, and do they have, am I reading that they have, is it within 6 months, or is there a timeline? If they haven't raised their money by X date, then it goes away, or is it kind of an indefinite timeline?
Right now, the plan, there isn't an end date on it right now to answer the question. So our goal would certainly to be, and I think if Greg were here, he'd repeat this exact same thing. His goal is to have this implemented and installed yet this year. I don't know exactly how many funds he has right to date, but we wouldn't start construction until all funds are accounted for and we can make sure that this can carry through.
Okay, perfect. That was kind of my main question. Thanks.
And similar to other projects with other groups that we work with, our engineering, we'll have our engineers make sure that it meets specifications, right?
Our staff will take that role since this is a single track trail and there's not a lot of engineering involved with it. Our staff will work and will actually even consult with FM Trail Builders just because this is their area of expertise. And as I mentioned, I think it's a natural fit. So we'll review those plans and specifications and make sure we're adhering to our standards in this area.
Any other questions?
I guess since I worked with the origination of this project, I will move that we approve the memo of understanding and the trail license agreement for the single track bike trail as presented by Dave.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? This is another good example of someone in the public, a community member who has a passion and says, how do we get this done? And comes to us and figures it out with the staff. And it's great to see. It's exciting. Gets us a lot more things in the Park District when community members are jumping on board. So Jeff, please pull the board.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted.
Yes.
Commissioner Abzi,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye, motion carries. So
Thank you.
it's a minute before 6. Thank you, Dave. It's a minute before 6, so we are going to adjourn the regular meeting before we move on to the new item number 4, and then open the budget hearing meeting at 6. I don't have any to meet. at 6 o'clock, we are going to open the budget hearing and see if there's anyone who is interested in making a public comment. We'll give it a minute. I don't think we have anyone here other than us, plus one. Okay, seeing no one who wants to make any public comments, we will close the budget hearing and we will reopen the regular board meeting. Moving on to item number 4, consideration to approve the beverage concessions and vending bid. Kevin Bowe presenting.
Good evening, Commissioners. August 5th, we did open bids for the beverage concession and vending. So in your packet is the summary of the bids. Also, there's an estimate financial impact as well as the original bids that were submitted from Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Pepsi submitted one 5-year bid and Coca-Cola submitted 2 5-year options and a 10-year option. The 10-year option was not part of the bid package because that's all we asked for was the 5-year bid. We did consult with our legal counsel on that, and that was the sentiment from Jeff as far as not to consider that option on the 10-year. Pricing was really competitive. Really the key difference with these 2 bids, Pepsi came in at $20,000 a year for a 5-year, so it's $100,000. On top of that, they would have 0 commission on the vending machines, the coin-operated vending machines that we have in the Park District. There's probably about 20 of them within the district. Coca-Cola came with a 25% commission, as well as $100,000 in the first year, and an incentive package of minimum of $75,000 after that. So it can go up with the increased number of cases sold. So it could increase by exponentially for the cases sold with this building, just this building alone. There's also a $3,000 marketing that we have the ability to use and a $4,000 product sampling that we can also use. So the potential with this bid is $435,000 minimum for a 5-year for the 5-year bid. This was presented at the planning committee with the recommendation to bring it to the full board. So with that, if you have any questions that would be part of the bid process, I can help answer those.
And Kevin, this is effective January 1st.
It is effective January 1st.
Remind me, wasn't there differences didn't Coke want to give us special funding too that we could use for advertising or something?
Yeah, there's a $3,000 marketing campaign and then a $4,000 product. So like the A-frames that we have, we'll use an example. At the North Complex, it says concessions this way. They have in-house marketing, so they can print all of our stuff. They just put their logo on it. So they would direct them to our programs, direct them to our events, direct them to the concession area. So we got $3,000 to use out of that. The other part of that is a $4,000 product. So like the all access pool days that we have, they would be willing to give us $4,000 for free product to use. Now we do have a sponsorship for that event, so we could use that however we see fit.
And their pricing, obviously, for the actual products we're selling in the building was competitive as well.
Yes, very competitive. Yep.
Anyone have anything else for Kevin or Chad?
No, this is a really good deal. We talked about it at length at the planning committee meeting and looking it was a very positive step forward. Coke was very aggressive, it seemed like, so.
Yes.
And how long, so Pepsi has been getting 5-year, it's been 5-year kind of bids, contracts?
Yeah.
Is that?
So last year Coke had it was 2003 to 2007.
So it'll be a change.
Yep.
That was before my first T-ball t-shirt.
So would Pepsi take all of our Pepsi branded Like if we have coolers and stuff that have Pepsi? Do they
Yep,
take all
we'll
that
be
back?
working on that. Once it's approved at the board level, we'll start those conversations. Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, right? Obviously their bid was significantly different because they're hoping and assuming that we're gonna sell a lot of product in here that we don't necessarily have the full-on proof yet for, because we haven't been really through a full year of 100% programming yet. So
Correct.
the amount of product that we're selling should obviously go up dramatically now that this building is operating with sporting events in it.
The incentive
Year round.
package alone, what can do for us with programming and even I mean, the fact that we have so much ability to use it how we want to impact what people are receiving
Correct.
that's a big deal.
Yep.
For
It is.
every year.
It is.
So that's great. There are no other questions. I'll entertain a motion for option 2.
I will motion to accept the bid from Coca-Cola option 2 as presented.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Jeff, please pull the board.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Rosted.
Yes.
Commissioner Abzi,
Aye.
Commissioner Deutsch,
Aye.
Commissioner Dawson.
Aye, motion carries.
Can I add one thing?
Please.
I'd like to thank Pepsi and the sponsor and the number of years that they've been with the Park District. It's been a great partnership. So I just want to personally thank them for all their years for that.
Yep, T-ball t-shirts,
Yes.
coolers,
Coolers.
product, programs. Yes,
Mountain
Mountain Dew. Okay, that concludes our meeting. We are now adjourned.